That sounded very good, Michael.
Right.
Hello and welcome to That Pedal Show. Dan here.
You don't have to shout.
Hello and welcome to That Pedal Show. Dan here.
Mick here, hello. Well, we've been dealt some cards today, Daniel.
We've been given poo in a bag.
It couldn't really be more timely. So, regular viewers will know that we have to move. And we have to move because we create noise in this place week after week after week. And we've been doing it for 2 years or however long. And I cannot believe we've got this far without our neighbours getting jolly baity.
We walked in next door and they were all shaken. They said, please, sir.
Please stop.
No more. Please
stop. So anyway, as it happens, we went to see some new premises on Saturday morning, completely out of the blue. They're perfect. Well,
serendipitous, one might say.
They're perfect-ish. Anyway, so today's filming was curtailed because they looked ashen and unhappy and had to, well, all sorts of health ailments because of the rock that they are served on a regular basis. To be fair, it is a bit unsociable. So with due respect to them, we are moving. However, we didn't want to lose the rest of the filming day, so we said, what the blooming heck can we do? I said, why don't we do a direct show? Dan went ashen and had health problems. And about 4 hours later of plugging stuff in, here we are. Okay, a little bit of confusion. We're not massively used to direct sounds. So there's two things going to happen. One is the BluGuitar 1 amp in a box thing, which I'll go and get so you can see now, but you're probably going to see it on the camera shot anyway. So our good friend Thomas Blug, it's never got funny, is it? Makes this. Wow, I expected it to be heavy.
Yeah, no, that's so light.
That weighs what?
Grams.
Kilogram, if that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyway,
it's a small bag of sugar.
800 pounds in metric, is that? He's not listening.
No, he's got 800 pounds. I'm going.
He's got something else on his mind.
No.
So we're gonna plug the guitars into there.
Look at those little knobbies.
That's gonna come out to this BluGuitar speaker simulator. So we've got amp and speaker. You can plug the BluGuitar direct. We'll explain more of that in a minute. That's going to be AMP1. AMP2 is our Marshall Plexi. It's going to be hitting the Fryette power station with no speaker attached because according to the manual,
you don't even need to plug it in for it to work as a reactive load, and it will take up to 200 watts.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome?
So we're going to be hearing this through this, and then there's one extra little piece of the pie here. Mooer has released the Radar, which we'll talk about in a sec, which is a speaker cab simulator. We're not sure if it's IR or analog, but I can't believe it's analog.
Well, it's not analog, but I think it's I don't think it's IRs. I think it's just emulation.
Okay, well, we'll find out. So yeah, that'll be AMP2. Dan and I will be listening on headphones. If we can work out where to plug these things. We'll see you in about 5 hours. So lots of people have asked us, they say, why don't you try some cab simulations and some impulse responses and play either very quietly or silently. So we've gone silently, and the usual response to that, if you've ever asked us that question in the comments, thank you for your comments by the way, you usually get an answer from me going, oh, we're going to have to move studio because we've got no way of hearing a direct sound. So we found these things, recent inventions that fit on your ears like this. Fed direct. Fed direct from our Universal Audio Apollo 8P device here. So we're hearing the sound is going in through these electronic guitars into that amp there, out of the Fryette power station. Even though it's not turned on, it does work passively as well as a straight power soak. Into the Mooer, into there. AMP1. AMP2?
AMP2 is the BluGuitar by Thomas Blug, our mate Thomas Blug.
That may be the second honk he's had this show, but
now he's been he's had this been out for a while, and we've seen it. He popped in. Actually, you were away. This is ages ago. This is on the old channel, I think.
Yeah, I wasn't here, was I?
No, you weren't here. But Thomas,
feeding my horses.
if you don't know who Thomas Blug is, Thomas is an amazing guitar player. He's an
amazing guitar player.
He is amazing, and he's working at Houston Kettner for like years and years and years, helping them design all manner of great sounding things.
That guy's got ears, I tell you.
Yeah, he really does. And now this is his. Basically, it's a 100-watt solid state amplifier. And there's loads of guys using this, very happy with it. It weighs nothing.
Yeah, with nanotube technology in the front end. Or
No, it's actually in the power tube.
Yeah, there we go. I realise
end.
I'm lying as soon as I say that. You're not hearing it through a speaker today. You're hearing... This is what you're hearing today. There you go. That is the sound in the room. There is no sound in the room.
No sound in the room.
However, with it turned on, you're hearing this. I'm now confused because we were getting some terrible phasing thing before that seems to have gone.
It's not. It's still there.
Is it?
But it's only a bit more used to it now.
Okay.
If I flip the phase on those two.
Now, we're assuming the phase issue is because there's digital business going on here.
There is digital business, but the reality is, I mean, every amplifier, depending on where it is in the room, and you know, you're still going to get. It's very rare that you get absolute phase. It's only ever relative, but because depending on the latency,
Got to be some latency.
there absolutely is latency. The only thing is they're both speaker IRs, which means impulse responses.
Yep.
And so the digital speaker emulators, and that digital process takes a certain amount of time. So depending on, you know, one's going to be faster or slower, but you end up with, no matter where you go as far as phases, and one is slightly out from the other. It's really interesting. When I did the Biffy rigs,
Biffy Clyro.
Simon Nee, superstar, and so.
Oh, of course, because he's got a Kemper in there.
So he has a Kemper in there, right? So, Richard, his guitar tech, superstar, I helped design these rigs, and he built them, and then went along to sound check, and they sounded amazing. But what they did was, they ended up with the real guitars going through the isolation cabs. They put a very slight delay on those to bring them in line with the Kemper.
With the Kemper, because there was some latency.
And then all of a sudden, so Johnny the sound guy, legend, and he just tweaks them back, and then all of a sudden, whoa!
Wow, that's solved. How interesting.
Yep.
So all you metal guys playing your Kempers, trying to get everything in time, and having to re-quantize it, it's not in time in the first place, because you've got some latency there. And those are unfair.
Only tiny, but you know.
Yeah.
Yes, but that's the thing that you feel as much as anything, as opposed to hear.
Well, I can't feel much today. Although that said, I can feel the. Anyway, right, let's get on with it then. So where should we start? Should we start with our?
We've done that, right? So we've got the Marshall going through the Mooer. We've got the BluGuitar going through, and again, the BluGuitar BluBox.
Yes. So you
this
can.
Is another cabinet simulator.
We discussed this a lot, didn't we? You can just come straight out of the recording out of the bigger BluGuitar box, and that has a fixed speaker emulation on it.
Right.
Or if you want ultimate controllability, and I promise you it says this in the manual, you can then run the BluBox, which has more numerous impulse responses and control over different cabs.
I've been using the BluBox in the back of my little Lazy J.
As a direct to house.
And for little gigs, right? J20 on the floor. And that sat in the back of the cab, and the output from that straight into the little PA, just for a little bit of spread, magic.
Awesome. Okay, so what we thought we'd do then, to save we can't play loud anymore, it will be the last ever time we record in this room, potentially.
That's amazing.
Potentially. Unless we find some other way of doing it at the weekends or evenings or something when they're not around.
Okay, this is it.
I feel like touching you.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay, so what more inglorious way to do it than with some things we said we'd never do? Right, come on then. Let's start simply. Can I just hear the Marshall through the Mooer, and let's see what we're getting.
Okay, Marshall and the Mooer.
I don't know what it is. Whenever I don't like a guitar sound, my blooming guitar always sounds out of tune. How are you getting on with that?
Something tells me I'm not going to play very well today.
Ah! So
it's so weird, isn't it?
If you want to hear what that sounds like without the Mooer on, do I just press the thing?
I shall.
Yeah, oh, okay, all right. You'll need to hear it with this guitar then. Actually, that's not bad at all. Again, for everyone who says, can I just plug my pedals straight into the PA, that's what it would sound like. Right. Even though it's coming out of an amp. Speaker simulation, that's what it sounds like. Right. So we got some other cabs in there then. What's this one, a 4x12?
It's a 4x12.
Okay.
Four by 10 bassman.
Could you do it with the other hand?
Sorry.
That's what she said.
So as soon as I moved the cab, all the levels went
all over the place.
Yeah, but I'm assuming you can fix it in post.
I can try and fix it in post.
All right. I'll put that back to where it was.
How's that feeling for you?
Yeah, awful.
It's usable, isn't it?
Is it?
I think it's usable.
Maybe we've been spoiled. And yes, if I'm sat here in headphones...
So what's not happening? Come on.
Okay, I have... There's no love. There's no joy. There's no... There's no flapping of the jeans. And the reality is, I guess this is a lot of guys' situation at the moment when they're playing. This is what they have to deal with. I couldn't do it.
Let's make it dealable with then. How do we do that? Do you want more
No,
volume in your ears?
No, I'll turn it up here. and that's... It's not about the amount of volume in my headphones. It's... Right.
We had a really interesting conversation yesterday. Sorry, go on, say what you were going to say.
No.
There aren't any words?
Sonically, it sounds okay.
Is that your phone ringing, Dan?
Oh, God. I've got it on the airplane mode as well.
How does that work?
Look, I'm on airplane mode.
Right. That shouldn't work.
It shouldn't work.
When we went to look at our new premises yesterday, we took along, because we were concerned about noise, so we took along my 2-Rock with the EV speaker and turned it up to patent pending. And while everyone else, Saturday, while everyone else was walking around the building trying to sort of see where the noise was leaking from and the treatment we were going to have to do, the only thing Dan could say was, "Man, this sounds good." And you said to me, the words you said was, "I can't play unless it sounds good."
I can't.
That's the word.
Those
are the words.
The poo in the bag that we received from our neighbours.
That's what you sound like.
Well, it was an exact. Is it an analogy of my playing when I just if the sound isn't right, that's me.
Come on, let's make it
I'm
righter. Then. How can we make it righter?
Turn it up.
We can't turn it up.
Then
we're going to get evicted.
Right. So
well,
so
we
what
are evicted, but
what I can do.
Yep.
In this scenario, if I put on a little bit of there's the Marshall, bit of reverb from the Ventress. Bit of delay in the front of that. There, repeats down, level down. Now, all that is, all I'm doing there is playing stuff I know. That's it. I'm going, okay, I know I can play an A minor 7 arpeggio and a ninth on top, but what I'm not doing is getting lost in the sound to a point where I can just go, I'm not thinking about that stuff. You know what I mean? Because that's the only time I play anything musical or, resembling music is if I get lost in the sound. Apart from that, it's totally cerebral. That's all I got. And with this sort of thing, I just can't get lost in that. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's fine. It serves the purpose. If I'm at home and I've got to put a bit of guitar on a track and it's like, all right, I'm going to turn that up and I'm going to go. The reality is, take your headphones off.
That genuinely sounds better to me.
Genuinely,
sounds better.
The acoustic resonance of this guitar, I would much rather than this.
All right, so we know that's not working for you then. What about if we go gainier?
Okay, let's try that.
Let's try that. So we'll stick with the Marshall for a second. Go on then.
With the headphones on, that makes no sense. I would much rather...
I tell you what, go on, carry on.
Sorry, with the headphones off, having these just sort of slung around here, where I can hear the attack of the string.
That's interesting, because what was blatantly blooming obvious to me, messing around with the D&M drive there, was the controls weren't really doing anything.
Right.
Like when we have it into an amplifier and it's hitting a cab and you're getting all of that, whatever you're getting this massive dynamic range, which you just, I'm not hearing that at all. So something somewhere. Can't be the amp, because we use the amp all day, every day. Might be the Fryette, because that's, we're attenuating the amp down to 0, and we know whenever that happens it's never brilliant.
Yes, but whenever we've used the Fryette and we've turned it down low, like really, really low into the cab, and it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it does sound okay. So then we got a speaker moving. So we're assuming that some element of the and so
it's just a disconnect. Look, it's just a disconnect. You know, it's so much more than what enters your ears.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
because you feel it. You know, and this is the thing.
Okay, I've got one.
Go to a Josh Smith gig.
One extra thing.
Stand in front of that stage, and then you go, oh, okay, now I understand.
Give us that telly blaster. See if this makes any difference. I've got a theory. There's another chunk of red for
that was some nice manoeuvring there, Mick. Okay, so
this won't sound good because you've got way too much gain for a hollow body, but I wondered if the resonance of the guitar against this body would improve the feedback situation for you. Because this is
this is awesome.
Collings I-30LC, which is hollow.
Yeah, that sound makes it'd be really interesting hearing the recording back, because I mean when you hear it in the headphones it sounds like
it doesn't sound in any way bad in the headphones.
No,
it sounds
not at
perfectly
all.
usable. Doesn't I mean doesn't.
See, now you try, because you managed to get notes out of anything. I'll be really interested to hear your take on this, because I'm, for the moment, as close as that you can. For me, you can say that sounds so close to the real thing. You could tell me that is indistinguishable sonically from a mic'd amplifier. But because there's no feedback loop for me happening, I cannot play it.
Yeah, I agree. Well, at least I agree so far. Well, straight off the bat, the Marshall is overdriving more than I like it.
Right.
So I'm not sure why that is, because it's not even turned up very much. Oh, well, it is turned up a bit. What I'm hearing and feeling is a radically different relationship between frequency and connection.
Yep.
So there's a lot of bass there, but I can't feel it. There's some treble there, but it's kind of scratchy.
Yeah.
So my it would be like if you lost, let me get this right, if you lost your sense of smell and you were eating food.
Right.
So I'd be able to taste because my tongue and my taste can understand that. My teeth and my mouth.
So you know it's there. You know you're getting some sensation.
Yeah.
But because that's right.
Yeah. Are there other examples of that? There might be. All the things, for a sensory experience to take place, remove one of those senses. So what's being removed here is something physical moving my body.
Yeah.
And reacting with this in a way that
absolutely
changes that as well.
Absolutely.
So which doesn't, it absolutely doesn't mean that it doesn't sound good once recorded.
This is so interesting.
Once it's recorded and mixed in a track.
Right.
Because those guys who sit there do that all day long, play quietly, have the discipline of playing well enough to be able to just play parts down in and get them recorded and mixed. But for me personally, I'm going to echo what you say and say I really struggle to play and connect.
Yeah.
Unless there's volume.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just
and it's not
experience.
It's not unreasonable volume. Not talking about unless it's loud.
No.
Unless there's a sensation of air being moved. That's the whole thing.
And if you're screaming at the screen now, we'll just move some blooming air then. We can't because we have this volume problem. So
can't.
If you want to hear air being moved, listen to any other That Pedal Show video with me and Dan with big smiles on our faces, not moaning like little girls that we are now. Or little boys.
What I think is really interesting is this is the situation for loads of guys who are on stage with in-ears.
Mm.
And they're... I think, this is something I want to look deeper into.
So I would say, if you take that example, when you've got the in-ears, what you've also got is the resonance of the PA.
Right.
You've got the actual physical sound that's being made in the room. You've probably got a drum kit. You've got some on-stage volume.
You do. You've got a drum kit behind Plexi with the guy there going, "Save me, save me."
But the out front is loud, and you're going to be feeling some of that.
You are, and that's Yeah, you will be, but what you're not feeling is the guitar.
Something got a fan in it?
Yeah, that amp has.
Oh, the blue guitar's got a fan in it. Nice. We should have a listen to that. Yeah.
Okay, let's have a listen to that.
You're not. Let's before we leave the Marshall. Let's hear the Sunface.
Okay.
Do you want your telly back, or are you happy there?
No, I'll hold on this because none of it's making any difference to me whatsoever. So let's carry on with this.
Sennheiser. What are these? They are HD25 SP2s. My favourite headphones. They haven't paid me to say that. In fact, we just paid loads of money for some microphones.
We did.
Yeah. Thank you, Sennheiser.
Okay, so Sunface.
If you seem to be feeling that a bit more.
Yeah, it's, you know, I can hear it's a Sunface, and I'm playing through this. You know, it's definitely got that. Okay.
If we'd have done this, if I'd have just done that, which is what I did, I went from here to there. Into that Marshall, that would have gone from, yeah, that sounds good, to,
Oh no, that'd be a puddle of down on the floor. That, because it's, look, this guitar, this is one of the finest guitars I've ever played, right? No question.
No.
That is my favourite fuzz. Into that cranked. Awesome, and it sounds fine. It sounds great, and you know, I can hear that it's a fuzz and that it's doing the fuzz stuff.
Yeah.
But
oh, there's so many things.
It's like wearing someone else's underpants.
Someone else's underpants.
It's great. It's great. It really is. It's
okay. Before we move on to the blue guitar, one thing that's just cropped into my mind is, imagine if your experience of any of these pedals was via this.
Yeah.
And you thought that's what they sound and felt like.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, yeah, Sunface Red Dot NKT sounds kind of...
It's all right.
Doesn't sound any better than my... Or it doesn't sound any different than my so-and-so and so-and-so pedal.
And what's going to be really interesting is if we get the audio for this and the audio sounds unreal.
Yeah. I think it will sound pretty reasonable, actually.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's the experience of being in the room with this stuff that makes us joyous and makes me like, you know,
yeah.
I'm 16 again. And in this situation, you might be like, oh, that sounds mega. But it's so far removed from the situation that we're normally hearing this in.
Yeah.
You know.
So the skill really then is to, if you're in a situation where you need to play silently, is learning how to get the best from it, how to deal with it, and like it's a different...
So now I'm I am very interested in this because there are people who do this and do it really well.
Yeah.
People who need to do this for a living. So I think we need to look deeper into this.
Yeah.
About how do I put headphones on and feel inspired and get that feedback loop. So feedback loop for me, as I've said often, starts here in your heart, and then you're inspired what to play that comes out here, through all the stuff, through the speakers, and then that comes back here and you hear it and you feel it, and that starts to cycle. And that is only as strong as the weakest link in the chain. So how can you keep that feedback loop going when there is no
feedback?
When there's no feedback, when there's no sound on stage?
To reduce your eloquently put point to something more obvious, there is no feedback.
Yeah, because this would be howling, wouldn't it?
But yeah, no, you make a good point, and those are the things that inspire us.
Yep.
And this is hard. But
this is fascinating though.
Mm.
I think we need to explore this.
We need to explore this more. We need to improve on what we're doing today. Okay, right. BluGuitar then.
BluGuitar.
So this has got a 100-watt power amp in it, so you can plug it into a speaker. Thomas also makes a really lovely little cab, 1x12 cab, which sounds huge.
Yeah. And plugged into, I mean, I've heard this live a number of times and it sounds great. I would say, as far as transistor amps is concerned, and we're going to do another transistor amp show in our new lair. Yeah. But this is as good as any transistor amplifier I've ever heard.
Yeah, and then some, I would say.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's
go on.
Let's
have a listen.
There you go.
So I don't know if you can tell from the top panel there, but it's got switchable channels, and when you switch, you go from this, which says clean, to one of these other vintage, classic, and modern. And if you have the requisite foot switch and/or MIDI programmable job, you can have any combination thereof.
Exactly.
But off the floor, you need to go to your second channel. You need to select one of them when you go to it. Okay. So clean. In addition, there is a boost, and on the side of the pedal, there's a bunch of little mini toggles which enable you to set overall kind of levels and for when you make those changes. In addition, foot switchable reverb, and it's as we say, it's not plugged into anything at the moment, so you can use it silently via the BluGuitar BluBox, which has 16 speaker cabs, something like that. Quite a lot of speaker cabs. Anyway, enough chat. Here we go. I've split my middle finger.
Oh no! Ah!
Nail.
You okay?
Yeah, no. It's been split for a while, but it's kind of got this ridge on it, which probably, if there are any nutritionists out there, will probably tell me that I'm lacking potassium or...
Can I tell a quick story?
Magnesium or something.
When I was at the conservatorium, this is in Mackay in North Queensland.
Is that a thing?
The conservatorium? Well, so...
You know what it sounds like?
No.
A masturbatorium. The conservatorium.
The Conservatorium of Music. Dude, that's proper posh.
It's conservatoire, isn't it?
Conservatorium of Music.
Well, maybe it's...
Anyway. When I was studying at the Masturbatorium of Music...
It sounds like an American made-up word.
There was a classical guitar player who had weak fingernails that kept splitting.
Oh, bless him.
Right? Amazing guitar player, but he had to go and get some. The only thing that he was prescribed that would work was the stuff they used on cows' hooves.
Right.
Right? So he has to go to this farmer's store, right? And he's waiting in line with all these farmers going, yeah, I have some sheep dip, and I need a ton of feed and stuff's up. And the guy, he goes up and goes, yes, I need some of this. I need some
hoof glue.
Some hoof stiffener. Okay, what do you need? Just a tub, Just a tub. What's it for? It's for my right hand finger. But he got it, and it worked.
And it worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
My friend Neville
I'll get you some.
Has his done. They put these like caps on or something, and it works really well. But I don't know. I can't be arsed with all that. It gets in the way.
I'll get you some hoof goof.
Yeah, let's try it. Anyway, right, where were we? I thought that sounded better, to be honest.
Yeah.
To me, that sounded better than the Marshall.
Absolutely.
Through the Mooer.
Yeah.
With due respect to Mooer.
More. I know the attack seemed more.
Was it because it was
real.
just louder?
No, I don't think so.
It seemed like I was connected more directly to the to my instrument.
Yeah.
This is. Go on then.
Definitely better.
Connecting a bit more.
Definitely
there,
better. Yeah.
Can you put into any words why that might be?
The attack felt realer.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I just felt when it was there a bit more.
An increasing amount of realness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounded pretty good, actually. Sounded good in my ears.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Still missing that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You can't live without that, can you?
I can't. Let me try it with a bit more, sort of my side. Can you just put it on the vintage thing for me? Should be a master on the overdrive side.
What?
That's it there. That's it.
Try this. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm hearing, which is what I always hear, and I don't know whether it's a volume thing or a speaker thing. There's a harshness in the treble. There's something that's happening in the treble and presence frequencies that's got this kind of...
Like speaker distortion?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Simulated speaker distortion.
It's kind of... I hear it in all digital products. I hear it in every digital amp simulation. I hear it in... most transistor amps when they're turned up a bit. It's a particular way it handles high frequency, and whether, I don't know why that, I've got literally no idea why that is, but it's there's kind of a harshness that actually is probably pretty useful in a band mix.
Try this in with that, because that was on the overdrive side. Try the plain side.
Certainly not unlikable or unplayable, or just sort of pushes me into a completely different place. So I wouldn't be able to, I'm pretty certain that I wouldn't be able to do my kind of Strat-y thing. I don't think it would flow in a way that would be meaningful to me. I don't know, let's see. I don't know. This guitar was not... I put this guitar down instantly earlier because it just was not happening at all. It's tuned to E flat as well, which... it's a bunch of different stuff. It's a bunch of things that are not familiar.
Yep.
And therefore feel odd and alien and weird, which of
You
course...
think that's a familiarity thing?
I don't know. I think part of it is.
Part of it absolutely is. Part of it absolutely is.
I don't feel connected to the guitar at all. But then, to be honest, I haven't really felt connected to the guitar all day today. So, are we going to throw that variable into
God, of course.
into the mix? All I would say about that is, the machine's never going to work right unless,
Everything's fine.
Let's continue that analogy. Unless the grease is in place.
Unless the Hofgorf is...
Yeah, and the grease for me is a sound that is going to make me go, oh, I don't really feel like playing today, or I don't know, I've got a sore throat. I just can't. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Ah.
Choir of Angels.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
And it's an uplifting experience.
Yep.
Rather than one you've got to go, yeah, I can make this work.
Yep.
Absolutely can make this work.
Yep.
No doubt about it. But
all I can say is
more experience required.
Yeah.
Is all I'm going to say. I don't want to say anything negative because they're all fantastic products, and they clearly work for a lot of people.
Yeah. Look, I've heard, for me, right, the BluGuitar.
Yeah. Well,
clear.
Goodness me, hear Thomas playing it.
It's far out, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. All I can say is some of the sounds that we've had in this room, it's been worth getting kicked out for.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. Well. It's true.
It is true.
It is true. Yeah.
But this is something we're going to explore more.
Yeah,
because this is, it's so common now that guys are saying,
this is the way the world is going.
This is the way the world is going. Not our world.
No.
Our world shall continue to be loud. We shall continue to have people going, oh, you're poor hearing. And we shall say, ha!
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We might not film in here again.
No. This might not be... There may be a video after this in terms of what gets edited and published first. But in any case, this is probably the last time we film in this room. Which is, I think we've said that enough now.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your comments, by the way.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
I think there's going to be a lot on this one.
Yeah, please. If you have... Be really interested to hear from you guys who are doing this with in-ears, doing this with no sound on stage. Send through some comments on what works for you. How you get that feel back into what's going on.
And I'd actually like to invite somebody who is in that world to come and join us one day and play really loud. And
in headphones.
No.
Oh, actually in our room.
In our room.
Oh, yeah.
And get your reaction to that, because you may very well plug in and go, oh my God, what's happening here? I can't do this. This is awful.
Yeah.
So it'd be great to get the other side of the coin. So maybe we'll kick that off.
Gonna love it.
Well, my assumption is they're going to love it, but
of course.
But
Okay, massive thank you to our preferred retailers in the UK and Europe is
Anderton's Music of Guildford, where I bought this and this.
Have I bought anything from you?
True story. Paid full price for this.
That's a great guitar.
399 quid, second hand.
No way.
Second hand.
Wow. Australia.
Pedal Empire of Brisbane, Queensland.
Very good. Proud of you. And in the US of A.
Riff City Music of New Hope, Minnesota.
Yeah. And also massive thank you to our patrons on Patreon.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
New t-shirts in the That Pedal Show store. There'll be more coming over the summer and autumn, special editions and things like that.
Fab.
As we move into our new place and try and pay for it.
Right, signing out of here for the last time. Cheers, guys. Have a fantastic week. And we'll see you in our spanky new premises.
Yeah!
Cheers, guys.